Welcome back into the cleaning party. I know sometimes you think cleaning, that doesn't sound fun, but here with Professor Amos at HSN, he knows how to make it fun because he helps us work smarter, not harder. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again. But if you're like me at home and you have so much hair that you're shedding, or maybe it's in the kitchen sink, maybe you've got a lot of food scraps that you didn't even realize have built up in that drain, or just a lot of grease that's solidified, and you've tried that other product with the D, right, at the regular store, and you find it actually doesn't work that well, or it worked maybe the first time, but a few years later, it's not working anymore. Well, guess what? We have the SuperFast Max Concentrated Drain Powder. The proprietary ingredients, the formulation, the way they do this, not only breaks down, emulsifies, and saponifies, which we'll get into what that is, but then, listen, it's not going to be ruining your pipes, because you and I both, we don't know what's happening down there, but I have learned a whole lot about what's actually happening with conventional products that are supposed to clear your drain. So you're actually protecting your pipes while actually clearing them at the same time. So let me tell you what you're getting. First of all, this is a larger size than the original that you fell in love with. It's a bestseller, so we're getting 50% more product. What that makes for you, 36 applications. I don't know about you, but that's gonna last me forever, because once I get that drain clear, it does take a long time, if not, you know, who knows, before it actually gets clogged again. So you need this in your arsenal. We dropped the price, so instead of $46, it's now $37.99. We put it on auto ship so that you can reserve that low sale price as we celebrate 20 years of Professor Amos here. But think about how many ways, how many drains you can clear with 36 applications. In fact, you fell in love with the liquid version of it. This is 6 times more applications that you can do compared to the liquid. So Amos Harp III is here. This is one of my favorite demos to show you, because we can't see what's happening in the drains. And this is what the product is actually doing for you. And I love that it's powdered, because every time I hear powdered, I think more concentrated.
SuperFast Max is industry leading when it comes to opening your drain lines, but this isn't a drain opener. This is a drain cleaner. What that means to you at home, or if you're watching from Facebook, it's going to open the drain lines, but more importantly, it's going to clean that drain line, squeaky clean, where there's nothing oily or sticky left behind to attract a new clog. Look at the science, though. This is important. SuperFast is going to turn your hair into foam. It turns your food into foam. It breaks down all the dirt, all the grease, all the oil in the drain line. It breaks it down into foam. Like Rebecca said, this is, oh, look at that right there.
Oh, yeah, this is so satisfying, guys.
What's his name again? He's good.
Who, Tanner?
Yeah, let's
get in there,
let's
Tanner.
Keep him around.
I know, get up close and personal, because I want to see what this actually does.
I love it when they step up their game like that.
So good.
Okay, so listen, this is called saponified. Like Rebecca said earlier, when our proprietary formula comes in contact with anything oil by on the drain line, it turns it into foam. We call that saponified. Now that foam breaks down into liquid. You give it 10 minutes, then you're going to run hot water for up to 5 minutes. The drain line comes back. Squeeze!
And I was like, how long can he hold his breath?
I was gonna hold it a little longer, but.
Not to mention, you know what freaked me out one of the first times we did this? Thinking about the bugs. Do you ever have like little fruit flies going around your house, or little bugs flying around the drain, and you're like, I don't understand why there's no food.
That's a good indication.
Things are growing and living in that drain if it's
a food source. It's a food source. Yeah, those little bugs and critters, those gnats coming out of there, that's a good indication that you have some grime down there, the oils and greases, they live on that. Now, let me paint the perfect picture. When you have a clog at home, usually you're in a panic state of mind. You'll do just about anything to get that drain line open. But when you're using products like this from the store, you're doing more damage than good. Products like these may contain acid, ammonia, animal fats. They tell you to pour half this bottle down the drain. Think about it.
That's true.
That's a lot of chemicals that's going down the drain. Half the bottle,
and then
it's a lot of acid.
Sit for a really long time.
Like 30 minutes, you end up waiting an hour, but here's what's happening. 90% of the chemicals, it'll trickle, it'll ooze, it'll creep and get right past the clog. It all ends up down here at that curve unit. You see, this curve unit, it's designed to hold fluids to keep odors from coming back up and permeating through your house. The chemicals are sitting there and they're building heats of up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. That's way too hot for the drain lines. They're not made to get that hot. That's why they crack. That's why it could cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars to get that fixed. I mean, that's pretty bad. Let's give it a minute and see if anything happens. We'll come back to it. Come on over to test tube number 3. If you're just tuning in, you at home, SuperFast Max is designed. I want to do it a little different right now, okay? For you at home, for you on the phone, count to yourself right now. There's an application. You don't have to pour the whole thing down. You can divvy this up around each drain around the kitchen. Count to yourself right now. How long does it take for this to activate and go to work? It's already started. Look at it. 10 seconds or less.
I mean, on contact, I saw the movement, whereas your traditional
Tanner is the
classic,
man.
Look at him there, Tanner.
Tanner is the
That's
man.
what I'm talking about. The dirt,
he makes my
the
job
grime.
easy.
I know. Me too. I mean, but this is why we want to. Oh yeah. This is saponification
at its best.
Look at that.
With excellent camera work. Thank you.
Unreal.
Welcome to the cleaning party, okay? This is Professor Amos all the way, and this is our SuperFast Max. It's gonna break down last week's food. It's gonna break down last month's food. It's even gonna break down last year's food and turn it into foam and just let the product do the work. Work smarter, not harder. No need to grab a plunger or a snake and put any kind of wear and tear on the inside of the drain line. Just let the product do the work.
Listen,
my dad taught me that.
Maybe you don't have a backed up drain right now, but let me tell you. I'm like, I've been in my home now 6 years. I don't know how long you've been in your house. When was the last time you cleaned the drain? Just because it's not clogged doesn't mean it's clean.
That's right.
Like, I want to clean my drain. So the fact that you use the SuperFast Max, you're not using half a bottle,
right, and
then it's done, 2 applications. 36 applications. I would say if you move it into a new house, start off your summer right, clean all the drains. Use SuperFast, just clean the drains. You don't know what's been living in there.
Maintenance.
I love the maintenance aspect of it.
We have I was waiting for you to say it, Rebecca, but we actually have a saying here at HSN.
What's that?
It's not if. It's when.
That's true.
You're gonna have a clog. You got buildup going down the drain line every day and it hardens and solidifies in there. Now, I went right over top of those standing chemicals here. They tell you on the back of this bottle, don't mix chemicals. You couldn't use this one with the red one or the blue one. You'd have a chemical reaction.
Right.
We have an innovative drain cleaning method. No acid, no ammonia, no animal fats. I can go right over top of those standing chemicals and it gets right through there and it has that accelerated formula so it starts to work on contact, breaking down all the dirt, grease, and oil. Now, you let that take place for about 10 minutes. Now, I'm gonna come back with my hose. Watch this. You just turn the water on, and then you're gonna let the water run for up to 5 minutes, and what you'll see is everything passes right through the drain. Let me explain it. Everything's been suspended free from the inside of the drain line. It's all been broken down by being saponified. Now, you run hot water for up to 5 minutes. Look at that. It comes back squeaky clean.
That's what I want my drain to look like. And I want to know, too, and have that assurance that it's not burning up. I had no idea even that these chemicals are actually, you said heat up to 100 and something,
180 degrees Fahrenheit,
So think about that. You don't want to break your pipes. You don't want to be calling a plumber. That is thousands of dollars that will be down the drain because you're using these conventional products that are not even doing the job that you were hoping it does.
While we're on the subject, I mean, so you use that, you get damage, right? And then you have to think about having to dig up the basement floor, dig out the wall where the pipes are. This could be hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars. Work smarter, not harder. Use our Professor Amos, our tried and proven proprietary formula. We've been here at HSN for 20 years. Thank you so much.
20 years, 50 years in business.
How many reviews?
Is the, I mean, so many reviews, millions of products sold. You fell in love with the liquid version of this. Then you guys came out with the powder. I mean, it's very difficult to even get the products in stock. So we've got the powder, and what I love about it is you just You take a little scoop of it, and it says right on the back, and just mix that with some water to make your solution.
That's it. You take the scoop, hot water activated.
1 to 2 cups, I see, and that gives you, in this whole thing right here, 36 applications. Just to remind you, the standard one, they say use at least half the bottle. So if I'm doing, say, my tub, a lot of hair gathers in there, and the kitchen sink, that sees a lot of action as well. That's 1 bottle. 36 applications. So if you've tried everything, or you're thinking, I just need to have this, get it home. You have 30 days to try it. I mean, you could try 1 or 2, and if you don't see the results, send it back.
If you don't love it.
But we have it on auto ship, so our loyalists know this is the time to lock that in.
Rebecca.
Yeah, that's probably the tub.
No, actually.
What is that?
Would you say it was the tub?
Yeah.
No, this is known as the dirtiest place in your whole house. This is the inside of the drain line of the kitchen sink.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay,
all the grease, there's a lot of action.
Bet you didn't know this. There's over 500,000 particles of bacteria per square inch in the drain line of your kitchen sink, known as the dirtiest place in the whole house. You gotta eliminate that because that's the food source. That's why those little gnats coming up out of the drain, the bugs and the critters. You could turn the lights on at night, you might see one of the little other kind of critters, you know, crawling out of there, fully fed. Forget about that.
I have like chills right now.
Yes, we turn this into the chiller theater.
Let's solve this problem, please.
This big hunk of oil byproduct right here. This represents all that hardened and solidified grime on the inside of the drain line. This is representing last week's food, last month's food. And remember, you don't have to pour the whole application down the drain. All you need is about 4 to 6 ounces of it. You can divvy it up around the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, the drain, and the garage floor, okay? Let the product do the work. So you give this 10 minutes to go to work. You hear the drain lines burping and gurgling. Inevitably, you hear the suction sound. when
That's when you
something
know
goes down.
something's good is happening.
Look at that, look at that. Let me just get a little bit more on there and you'll, oh, look at that. It's just completely dissolving it, turning it into a foam. That's called saponification. It gets right through that gunk, that hair and that grime and breaks it down.
Breaks it down, eliminates it, actually cleans it. You can't clean with like a scrub brush in your pipes.
No.
So you need to use a product that's actually cleaning on top of eliminating and clearing.
So hair is the #1 culprit to every clog at home. Every clog consists of some hair. Reason being, the inside of the drain lines are coated with fats, oils, and greases. It's very sticky in there. You wash your hair one time, you wash your pets one time, that hair goes down to the inside and it clings on to the inside of those sticky walls. It'll cling on, right? And then it starts to build and build and build till there's a nest of hair that's completely choking out the inside of the drain line. I say that to say this.
What? Because I mean, look at this.
It's
we
beautiful.
got problems, but thank you.
We have one of the only hair dissolving formulas in the country that we know of here at HSN. Here's an application of our SuperFast Max. Let it do the work. So here's a time-lapse video I gotta show you because it takes 10 minutes. Pet hair, human hair, fuzz, lint, fur that's accumulating and building up on the inside of the drain line. This is tried and proven, folks. You at home, listen, 10 minutes, it turns hair into foam.
Look at that.
And then you just run to hot water.
My husband had to like pull out a snake, and I said, babe, I'm really good about not letting hair, you know, get in the sink, or I'll pull it out after I brush my hair. And still, years of doing that, it's collecting. No matter how hard you try, you're not having to call somebody out to do the job. You're not spending all that money and using one bottle, not to mention it's not breaking down the hair, okay? It's probably burning your pipes.
Yes.
This is going to do something I've never seen before and actually dissolve the hair. I even think my husband, I don't know if you do this, but when he shaves, he fills up the whole sink, and then he's shaving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, all of that hair in there, that's gotta clog it up. I don't care how small that is, but if you're doing that once a week, couple times a week.
Every 2 days, I have to shave.
Right?
Yeah, and my sink definitely looks like that.
This is beneath the sink, ready to go.
Think of the accumulation, okay? Think of the accumulation. Okay, so there's no job too big or too small when it comes to SuperFast Max. These drain lines right here, these are the bigger drain lines that run from under your house, out to the sidewalk, down to the city sanitation. Test tube #1 was our SuperFast Max. Test tube #2, they say use half the bottle. Well, I want to turn it up a notch, okay? I'm going to use the whole bottle this time.
Not to mention, do you see how it's rising?
That's what I'm...
Oh my goodness, is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, yeah.
Look at that.
Okay, so if you, this is what her reaction, Rebecca's reaction was all about.
No.
You're pouring that whole bottle down, half that bottle. That's a lot of chemicals. The chemicals go to the lowest point, then they start to build heats of up to 180 degrees. Well, guess what happens when things get that hot? Things start to expand. When it expands, it's expanding back up into the sink. It's coming back up into the tub.
No.
Oh no, we have kids at home. We have pets at home. We don't want chemicals in hot water, steamy water coming back up from the drain lines. I mean, it'll get you really choked up. You know what I'm saying? Like the chemicals down, you're taking hot showers, stuff's coming back up on you. Chemicals from, this will be lingering in your drain lines for the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm like grossed out looking at this live in color. I mean, but did you see how on contact it started to emulsify by using the SuperFast?
I love her reaction. She's like, 2 weeks?
No. I got kids. I'm trying really hard to keep chemicals out of our house as much as possible. It's very difficult. And it's also very hard to maintain, not knowing what's going on with the drains. I'm also thinking if you're moving into a new house, again, let's start from scratch. This is a way to clean out whoever lived there before, clean it all out.
This is how we do it. SuperFast Max is industry leading, okay? Come on in and join the cleaning party. You're gonna mix this to a cup of hot water. All you need is a scooper out of here, okay? You take 1 scoop, you mix it to a cup of hot water. I've already got it mixed, added to the hot water. You're gonna pour that. You can pour the whole thing down there, or you can divvy it up around the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, the tub drain. Let the product do the work. SuperFast has an accelerated formula, so that's why it starts to work so fast. Accelerated formula. Now what it's gonna do, it's gonna turn that hair into foam, it's gonna turn the food into foam, it's gonna break down all the dirt, grease, and oil in the drain line into foam. This is called saponification. It turns it into foam. The foam breaks down into a liquid, and then you run hot water for 5 minutes, then the drain line is squeaky clean every single time.
Every single time, and you have 36 opportunities to do it. That's another thing that I love. Remember, these conventional bottles, not to mention everything else it does not do for you.
That's right.
You have 2 applications in this, you get 36 applications.
36 times.
I want to warn you, this is on auto ship because we did have a decent amount of quantity we can get in, but look at this. We are starting to lose auto ship way faster than single ship because, again, you never want to be without it. That means you lock in the sale price.
This is the best feeling.
Lock in the sale price, get it on auto ship. Jen, how many did you say I have left?
Look at that.
Only 400. Once that's gone, then you're gonna have to stock up on the single ship. So I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. Get it home. 872-312 is your item number. And it's only $12.66. So even if you're like, okay, I don't wanna be locked down in case I don't love it, get it home for $12 and change.
Worth every penny.